I wonder.
Interesting. Hidden Nidus a drone over there and then build a
I
base.
guess you would need an Overlord there to spot it anyhow, but I don't know. Whatever. Sounded like a good
All
idea.
right. Another game, I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce this, but I'm going to start with, we'll start with the hard one. quasAr?
quasAr?
Oh god,
quasAr.
I'm ruining this. And Trogdor, my favorite name of this whole tournament, a Protoss player spawning in the top right-hand side. I remember Trogdor from back in the day. It was kind of a meme before memes were memes, I guess you could say. But there's some really funny cartoons. I'm sure people are familiar with that. But a PVZ. Is this our first PVZ of the day?
Yeah, I believe so. I think we've just had ZVZs, and I can't even remember what the other one was.
We
I
had a
can't even
Terran
remember.
versus
Terrible.
Zerg. I remember
But
the
yeah, I don't
PVZ.
think there's any PVZs. I don't think it's been anything like that. But we could be completely mistaken. Someone says in the chat, I'm seriously concerned with the state of Canadian pronunciation. I agree with you on that one. I believe it is quasAr.
I think it's
Or
because we don't make up words. And we
we use
spell...
proper English, you know. Don't say things like huh and that kind of thing. Say a quite a bit. I don't know if I'll
include
do it in the
use.
cast or not, but...
All right, looks like a probe is going down here, and Forge Fast Expand seems to be what is most popular right now, dropping that Forge. And what is our Zerg player going to do in response? We see a lot of Zergs actually go for really safe expansions, as we see more and more Protoss go for non-aggressive expansions. But as I say that, the hatchery goes down.
Yeah, I kind of wish Trogdor would have scouted quickly the main there and brought his probe down to try and deny there, but not a huge deal. He'll be about even with his Zerg adversary here. Forge just finishing up, so he will see that there is that Nexus first. We're actually seeing a bit of opposite roles here. The Zerg player is actually going to block the Nexus from being dropped and sending another probe down just to try and get that guy out of there, and he should be able to drop his Nexus right now.
Spawning pool going down for quasAr. Very good mood. Yeah, we see the Nexus going down, Forge going down. So both players know exactly what's going on, a full scout, and this is very, very standard for this matchup. We'll see both players kind of macro up, and we're going to see our Zerg player. I would love, actually, sorry, our Protoss player, Trogdor, I would love to see him go for some early Stargate pressure. I love to see that behind the Forge Fast Expand. And you can do a lot of damage with it. You can force your Zerg opponent, and you can get a lot of scouting while you're doing it. So it's my favorite follow-up to the Forge Fast Expand.
Yeah, and I think it really depends if Trogdor is going to scout an early third. If I scout an early third as Protoss against a Zerg in this matchup, same kind of idea, Forge Fast Expand, I usually go with that one early Stargate, get the +1 and move out with a few Zealots, and see if you can actually take out that third, because usually they don't have a lot of anti-air at that time, and you can just push in, charge up, and keep on rallying Void Rays, just kind of charge up on their third, kill any queens that there is there. Even if they do have roaches, they will kill off maybe your ground army, but not the Void Rays. So, yeah, I hope we do see something like that. And just because I do think, yeah, third is going to go up right now for our Zerg player.
Really good response. Getting that third base, a Ling just kind of hanging out, making sure everything's safe at the third base. But the only units on the field right now are probes for Trogdor. Now he's got a Zealot, and another Zealot coming out. Cybernetics Core just finishing up. Only one cannon. Do you think he'll go to 2 cannons, or do you think he's going to stay with that 1 cannon for a bit?
It really depends. If he does get a scout on this third, I don't think he'll drop anything. You can see Hatch first squad. I think he's expecting that there's not going to be a lot of pressure very soon, so he probably will stick with that second cannon for at least a little bit, depending on where he's going with this build. He is sending out 2 Zealots right now, chrono boosting +1 and warp gate, so I'm interested to see. He actually has a sentry coming out as well. Interested to see where he's going to go with this build.
Now, not many Lings on the field, only 4 Lings, so these Zealots can actually be pretty brave, as there's not a lot that quasAr can do about this. Overlord scouting out and possibly going to go into the main. There's nothing in the main right now. Eventually he'll get there. He's actually a bit of a ways off, but looks like both these queens are actually going to have to come out, but Trogdor scouting for that third, and he's going to find it.
Yeah, he is. If he does, yeah. Are you kidding me? You're not gonna scout that? Oh, I do
No, he
not
saw
think
it. He
he...
saw
Did he
it.
see the creep? Okay, thank
Yep.
God. I didn't go to his vision check, but I was like, oh God. And he is going to get a nice little back against the wall setup against these lings here, but there's way too many lings. He should be able to make them cost-effective enough. Yeah, hold position back against the wall. 3 more gates coming down for Trogdor here, so I don't know if he's going to go for a 2-base timing or move on to 3. To be honest with you, with these 4 gates, I don't think he's going to be that aggressive with it.
I don't actually think that was that worth it for Trogger. He did lose both zealots, 200 minerals, only took out 3 lings, so only 75 minerals. Not the worst trade, of course, but not really the best. quasAr right now getting out a Roach Warren and getting out a lot of roaches right now, actually getting out 9 roaches, getting out 6 lings. So he's looking to buff up his army count, staying right on top of injections. All of these is doing very, very well. These queens staying low on their energy, which is exactly where you want them. And yeah, as you were saying, looks like he's up to a total of 4 gates at the moment. And actually, sorry, there's a robotics bay going down. How did I miss that robotics bay?
Oh, yeah, or robotics facility rather, he does drop another gate there, so he's going to move up to 5 gates with the robo, and I think he is just going to macro behind this, but he is going to get hit with a decent-sized roach push pretty soon here. Once we get some saturation going on this third, expect some pressure to come out of quasAr. I am terrible at pronouncing that, but he is going to take out that overlord in the main. Let's see what actually does come out of this robotics facility here.
So many sentries right now, getting a lot of sentries out, and still nothing being produced out of that robotics facility, just kind of hanging on. +1 armor will be done. Only overlords coming out, and there's a layer coming out about 9 minutes, so that's not so bad. Actually choosing the layer at the natural, pretty interesting choice, as we see the tickle beams are actually all hitting these destructible rocks. This is worse than watching Hellion trying to kill rocks.
Yeah, no, exactly. And he is going to do what I thought he was going to do, just kind of move on to that third base, take it safely. He does get his proxy pylon scouted and sniped, which is a little bit unfortunate because I think he wanted to pressure that third a little bit. When you see the Zerg player taking out the rocks from the second to the third, just give it a better way of avenue, spread some creep in there, and you can get your army going back and forth really quickly. quasAr is scouting that there is no third base out, but he's going to see that these rocks are about to drop. And, oh, Tickle Beam stopped for a second, now they're back at it. So Immortal coming out. He is just queuing Immortals and going to expand to this third.
Mortal's like, hey guys, I'm great at rocks. Oh wait, you got it. But it took forever to get built. But as you were saying, the pylon did get sniped, but there is still a probe in the very bottom left-hand corner, just hanging out with his nose. Oh, looks, as I was talking, it's running across, and there we go. He's actually dropping a pylon right now. So it does look like Trogdor will be able to have a proxy pylon set up and not really costing him too much stress there, losing that phone.
Yeah, I don't... Can you hear that on my mic? I hope not.
Oh.
Fire alarm?
Only...
Yeah, no, we're good now. We're good. It's gone off. My dad is cooking, and usually he's a good cook, but our fire alarm was just temporarily going off there. But anyhow, back to this game. I do expect a third to be dropped quite quickly. I'm a little concerned at how much saturation Trogdor actually has as his main. I'd really like him to take a few of those and send him down to his natural, because he doesn't actually have a full saturation on his natural. So we could be getting a little bit more income there. See the third being dropped, but quasAr is going to have none of that. He's probably just going to send his army down there and force a cancel, unless some amazing force fields do come down.
Now, it looks like quasAr was setting up for an attack, but he's actually going to back up, and nope, he's going to go back for it. He can't really decide.
No.
Now he's going back. He is not good at making concrete decisions. Looks like he's sending everything towards this, almost everything towards the third base. No force fields going down.
Ooh.
All these sentries. There we go. Now some force fields and some guardian shields and a fire alarm going off. So we've got everything in this game. A ton of force fields, and actually pushes those roaches out of there. But don't worry about the fire alarm sprawl. Stuff happens. Yeah, look at that Immortal, man. 3 kills.
2 HP.
2 HP. If he trips, if one of those 4 legs gets out on him, he's in a lot of trouble.
Luckily, they do look pretty stable, so I think he should be okay. But yeah, we do see the roaches retreating, and another fire alarm. Are you kidding me right now? I'm going to get you to take over for just a sec.
All right, no problem. We see Colossus coming out. Extended Thermal Lance is completed, and with that, he's actually going to push out These Overlords will scout this army, though, and it looks like, oh, Overlord speed being revealed as these Overlords try to get away, and, I thought that Overlord was actually going to survive there. Does look like he'll be taken out and dropping in the supply, actually not really dropping in a supply, dropping into supply blocked. And it looks like this Protoss ball just kind of continuing to float around the map. More Colossus coming out, but tons coming out right now for our Zerg player. We've got an Infestation Pit, 2 hatcheries going down right now. Hydralisks are on the way. Overlord drops are being researched. So quasAr really kicking this game into high gear. Looking at the units tab, it is 73 workers to 68 right now, and he's moving out with these roaches.
Yeah, exactly, and he might actually deny his 4th here. No, he will not deny that 4th. So we do see those roaches almost getting caught out of position. The Protoss player does have a good composition for this, but he might get those... Oh, God. Good force field saving those Colossus, and he is going to push him back here. Great force fields. I wish he could have just done another curve over there and just kind of trapped a few units, but he did save those Colossus, and that was basically what he needed to do there.
I thought those Colossus were done for.
Yeah.
At least one of us, sure, one was going to go down.
Yeah, no, I thought the exact same thing. We do see Blink about halfway done, and Dark Templar is going to come out as well shortly here. We see 4 Corruptors coming out. Does he have Greater Spire on the way? He does not have Greater Spire on the way, just because he doesn't have Hive quite yet. And James is actually slowing down the game. Thanks a lot, James.
What a jerk.
Yeah, what a big jerk. He's killing esports with his lack of good hardware. But anyhow, back to the game. We do see this Protoss ball just pushing into the 4th here. He warps in about 5 Stalkers, and he's going to push in. Good force fields here, and he could have a good position. Ooh, good job by Trogdor there. Going to take out this 4th base.
Yeah, very nice move. These Colossus do have 1-1. Well, the army has 1-1 rather, but very important for those Colossus. And this Protoss ball looking strong right now. Food count doing pretty well for a Protoss player. Keeping your eye on the production tab. 2 weapons is about to finish. Will it finish before the big engage? Doesn't look like it. All the roaches running in here, but nice force field. Force fielding everything away. Going to lose the base in this exchange as well as, there we go, quasAr pulling back. Going to lose this base momentarily. There we go. It pops and is going to lose some workers as well. It looks like quasAr's going to dive back in here, but he's afraid of force fields right now. Still 5 sentries. They have a decent amount of energy. Not a ton. They're not maxed out, but a lot of force fields still yet to be thrown.
Yeah, and with Blink as well, you can just kind of force field and Blink micro his way to victory here, killing those Corruptors and keeping those Colossus alive. And we do see another engagement coming here. Those sentries are actually going to get sniped. No, they do get their force fields off in time. One Colossus is about to go down, and he just barely kills it, but I don't see this going quasAr's way. Trogdor just has way too much. This Protoss ball looking to just straight up kill an offensive Blink. I don't know if I agree with that there. He is losing quite a few Stalkers. Needs to warp in pretty soon. This is getting pretty intense.
quasAr actually making what I think is the mistake of building a ton of tech at the natural. He actually lost his Greater Spire. It was turning into a Greater Spire, and there we go, the GG. As I was saying, the Greater Spire was sniped, and then the Hydralisk Den was about to be sniped. So, interesting choice of actually building all that tech down there, but it looks like the force fields were enough to keep our Protoss player in this game and give him the win.
Yeah, exactly. Choosing to go for that 4th was definitely a good decision, and our Zerg player just didn't have the composition to beat that. He had 3 Colossus out. He had Hydra Roach, which just gets decimated. He did have a few Corruptors, but it just wasn't enough for how many Stalkers there were on the map.
Yeah, the Corruptors were really late. I think they kind of came in after the main damage was done. As soon as he pushed up into that natural, the Greater Spire just disappeared, became Broodlings almost instantly. So that was a really well-played game, and GG for both players. And yeah, we're going to be jumping into our next game, our 7th game in this 9-game series.